Ever wonder why you sometimes forget where you put your keys or struggle to focus when you need to? Understanding what's actually going on inside your brain can help solve these everyday frustrations. The field of neuroscience is all about uncovering the mysteries of the human brain, and it's an incredibly complex and fascinating area of study. By exploring how our brains work, we can gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. From the way we perceive and process information to the way we behave and interact with others, neuroscience helps us make sense of it all. The brain is a mysterious and intricate organ, and scientists are still learning about its many functions. As we learn more about the brain, we're constantly discovering new and interesting facts. For instance, did you know that the brain is made up of billions of tiny cells called neurons? These neurons communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals, allowing us to think, learn, and remember. The brain is a dynamic and constantly evolving system, and understanding how it works can be a game changer for our daily lives. Neuroscience has many practical applications, from helping us develop new treatments for neurological disorders to improving our understanding of human behavior. By studying the brain, we can gain insights into everything from decision-making and motivation to emotions and social interactions. This knowledge can be used to improve our lives and the lives of those around us. The human brain is a remarkable and intricate system, and there's still so much to learn about it. One common myth about the brain is that we only use 10% of it, but that's simply not true. In reality, brain imaging techniques have shown that different areas of the brain are active at different times, and even the supposedly idle areas are still performing important background functions. Another misconception is that brain development is fixed at birth, and that our brains can't change much over time. But research has shown that our brains are actually highly adaptable, and that we can rewire and strengthen connections between neurons through practice and experience. This concept is known as neuroplasticity, and it's a key area of study in neuroscience. Despite the progress that's been made, scientists still face many challenges in unlocking the brain's mysteries. One major hurdle is the sheer complexity of the brain itself, which contains billions of neurons and trillions of connections. Another challenge is the limited tools available for studying the brain, which can make it difficult to gather accurate data. Scientists have developed some clever workarounds, such as using brain imaging techniques like fMRI and EEG to study brain activity. These techniques allow researchers to map brain function and identify areas that are active during different tasks. By combining these techniques with other approaches, scientists are slowly but surely unraveling the brain's secrets. One key area of study is the way neurons communicate with each other. This process involves chemical messengers called neurotransmitters, which are released by one neuron and bind to receptors on another. The type and amount of neurotransmitters released can affect everything from our mood to our movements. The structure of the brain also plays a critical role in shaping our behavior and cognition. Different regions of the brain are specialized for different functions, such as vision, hearing, and language processing. The connections between these regions are also crucial, as they allow information to flow freely and enable us to integrate multiple sources of information. The brain's neural networks are incredibly complex, and researchers are still working to understand how they work. One key concept is the idea of functional connectivity, which refers to the patterns of communication between different brain regions. By studying these patterns, researchers can gain insights into how the brain processes information and how it might be affected by different conditions. Let's take a closer look at a groundbreaking study on neuroplasticity. Researchers have found that London taxi drivers, who must memorize complex maps of the city, have a larger hippocampus, a region of the brain involved in spatial memory. This finding shows that the brain can change and adapt in response to experience. This study sheds light on how our brains can reorganize themselves in response to new experiences. The researchers used a technique called fMRI to scan the brains of London taxi drivers and compare them to those of non-taxi drivers. The results were striking, with the taxi drivers showing increased activity in areas of the brain involved in spatial memory. The implications of this study are significant, as they suggest that our brains are more malleable than we thought. By understanding how the brain changes in response to experience, we can develop new treatments for a range of conditions, from anxiety and depression to Alzheimer's disease. The study on London taxi drivers is just one example of the many fascinating discoveries being made in neuroscience. By continuing to explore the brain and its many functions, we can gain a deeper understanding of what it means to be human. Recapping the key insights from this video, we've explored the fascinating field of neuroscience and its importance in understanding human behavior, thoughts, and emotions. We've discussed common misconceptions about the brain and the challenges scientists face in unlocking its mysteries. We've also delved into various aspects of neuroscience, including how neurons communicate, the role of neurotransmitters, and the impact of brain structure on behavior and cognition. The human brain is a complex and powerful organ, and there's still so much to learn about it. From the way we perceive and process information to the way we behave and interact with others, neuroscience helps us make sense of it all. If you're as fascinated by the brain as I am, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is the most interesting thing about the brain? Let me know. And if you're interested in learning more about neuroscience, be sure to check out my next video on the topic.